All right, out here at the beautiful Fairmont Grand Del Mar in the Grand Golf Club at the top of the range. Gorgeous spot. The sun just came out. Here we go. We got a topic we want to talk about, how early extension forces the flip, okay?
Yep.
We're going to talk about how a lack of connection forces the flip also, and how maintaining posture, how staying down can help you create more forward shaft lean, how maintaining connection throughout your swing can also maintain more forward shaft lean. So first thing here, if I were to stand up, let's just think about this, okay? Let's bring in a golf ball right here. If I were to stand up, so forward shaft lean would be what? The handle arriving through that line ahead of the golf club, there we would be at impact just like that. Now, here's the thing, flipping, let's talk about that. That's releasing it more at the trail leg, club getting there first before the hands. Right, well, here's what happens. When I stand up, I'm now extending my body up. The only way I can get the golf club to the golf ball is to extend my arms and throw the club at the ball. This right arm's gonna have to extend. Now, if you watch, when I stay down, my trail arm can stay bent, and then there's gonna be the ability to actually have some forward shaft lean. So, you know, if I were to stand on a box right now that was a foot tall, and I was gonna hit the golf ball, I'd have to throw my arms down at it like this. I wouldn't be able to maintain this look of the skipping the rock position, which then lags the forearm, which then lags the wrist, which then lags the club like this. I'm gonna have to then hit the ball like that. So standing up will cause the golf club to release early, and unfortunately the club's gonna pass the hands, and there's nothing you can do about it at that point, Mike, right? I mean, if we try to have forward shaft lean and we're standing up, good luck, it's not gonna happen. You would go right over the top of the golf ball. So staying down is the only way that that's possible. All right, so while early extension and standing up and not staying down forces the flip, we're gonna talk now about how disconnection can force the flip. Mike?
Absolutely, guys. So we all know what a good connected backswing is, right? It's one where our chest, our body turns our arms to the top of the swing. In a good connected downswing, those hands and arms get back in front of our body and we can create some forward shaft lean. But I'll tell you what, that doesn't happen for most everybody out there, okay? What normally happens is the player gets up to the top. Their body either slides or rotates open early. Now the arms and club are behind them, and now the athleticism of the player is going to be forced to throw the club, to release it early, lose all their shaft lean, and try to catch that club up to the rest of their body.
I love what Mike just said, the athleticism, okay? People think the flip is the flaw.
No.
It's oftentimes the athletic response to what the flaw was way sooner. And this is something that I really understood as a young teacher, and my mentor, Todd Sones, really helped me with this one. He helped me understand that, you know, people who flip the club, they're not just flipping the club because their hands aren't educated the right way. Now, that's the case. Sometimes I have a lesson this morning where I had a player who was very connected, and they had scar tissue built up from all the years of tossing that club through there. They really needed to learn how to feel their hands in the right position through impact, which we'll talk about in a second. But until the player stays down, until the player maintains their posture and doesn't stand up out of the shot, forward shaft lean's impossible. Not flipping is gonna be impossible. Until the player builds a connected swing, forward shaft lean's not gonna be possible. So here's the big thing. Center of the body, sternum, and hands are facing one another. They really stay facing one another as long as possible. Will there be a little runoff at the top, isolated of the body? There always is for a lot of players, but on the whole, it's very deceiving. This is not the angle where you can see connection between body and hands, you guys. This is not the angle. The person's gonna think, oh, look at their arms wrapped right across their chest. I hear that all the time. No. Best swings in the world, guess what? The chest is looking right up at the hands. So it's very deceiving. Okay, here's wrapping across the chest. That's the lead arm adducting across the chest. This is the reason why we always give that thought. Lead arm stays on the left side, for me, right-handed golfer, on the lead side of the body. Here's the center of your body. We're trying to keep that arm there as we make this big turn to the top. Now, the arm will always have some movement across the chest, but we're trying to eliminate that.
Yep.
That's why we always give that tip of keeping it over there. That's a wonderful tip for maintaining connection in the backswing. And then the transition, we always like to work the trail elbow right back in front of the trail side of the body. Now, the right side of my body right here is defined right here by the seam on my shirt. we want to keep our hands always in front of that. Okay, that's connection. If you do that better, you won't flip. If you keep your butt back and your chest down and you stay down over it, okay, watch this, lead hip, moving back, not letting the hips move closer to the ball, that's what keeps the chest down. That will allow you to actually be able to keep this right arm bent, my trail arm bent, the handle moving forward, and arrive more in this position right there. Now, last little thing about that, okay? We're connected. We're here. We understand the feeling of that trail elbow moving back in front of us, much like Ben Hogan did so well. Well, guess what? When you skip the rock and that elbow goes in front, it lags the forearm, lags the wrist, and guess what? Therefore, lags the golf club. That lag that the better players have at the top of the swing, like this, where they create more angle, well, guess what? That allows the player to actually release it at the bottom and still not have the golf club pass their hands. So that's incredibly important to understand, you guys. But here's the most important thing. If you're looking for forward shaft lean, don't keep working on just that. Work on staying down and maintaining your posture. We have many videos talking about early extension. Work on staying connected. Geez, that's like every one of our videos ever. So anyways, you guys, hope this helps a lot. We're here for you. Leave some comments down below if you have any questions, and Mike and I will get right back to you and answer them.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time. At Forzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.